Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the latest episode of Ear to Ear Podcast with C. Ray and Lanny Mo. I am C. Ray. Lanny Mo's on the other side. How you doing tonight, brother?
What's up, my brother? How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, man. I am doing good. Some interesting things to talk about today, and we will start with WVU beating UCF 31-21. Green going an astounding 13 of 21 for 118 yards and one whole touchdown. Gigi Heisman's back, boys. Dylan Risk. I don't know how they say it. For UCF going 11 of 21 for 172 yards and one touchdown. RJ Harvey, the running back for UCF, of course, doing what I figured he would do, carving us up on the D line with his running. Kid had 130 yards and two touchdowns. I mean, it's unfortunate he's on such a terrible team. UCF's awful.
They're not good.
They have the only quarterback, I think, that's a far worse passer than Green. I mean, he was bad. And I almost feel bad for RJ Harvey being on that team because it's like you put him on one of these other teams that are in the middle or above, and he's got a big spotlight on him. He kind of has a spotlight on him anyway. But anyway, nonetheless, WVU does get the win. Moving to bowl eligibility now. I'm sure we'll be in the American Standard Toilet Bowl. Bring your turds here. Let's just start there, Laney. What'd you think about the game?
We're not 0-10.
We're not 0-10. We're 0-11.
Yeah. You know what? They do exactly what average teams do. We're very average. The record says we're very average. They beat bad teams, and that's what we did. We beat a very bad team. So exactly right. That's, we're picked to finish in the middle of the pack, and that's pretty much what we're going to do. And, I hate to say this, and I say it all the time. I know I do. It is what it is. But it's one of those things where it's just you're not good. You're very average at best, and you're just going to. That's where they're at. So
that's Neal Brown football, baby, bringing you mediocrity since 2019. Well, I guess one thing we can say, it was really cool for the seniors to get a win on their last home game. Let's give a shout out to all the seniors. Thank you guys. I'm not sure if any of them hear any of this, probably not, but we here at Ear to Ear thank you guys for your 4 years here, 5 years here. And one of our highlighted seniors, in that crowd, of course, is Garrett Green. And I know that I'm not the biggest Green fan, and he's not the best passer in the world, but I will give that kid credit for one thing. That kid has the heart of a lion and laid his body out there every game. I mean, it's not like – I think we can all agree on one thing, that I don't think any of these kids want to lose and enjoy losing. And, Green showed that. He played with his heart, for the whole time. I don't know what – he was here for, 5 years, but truly only started for 2 full years. We know how all that went. But shout out to all those seniors. Wishing the best of luck moving on from WVU here.
I just like the fact that, no matter what, there'll be alums of West Virginia University for the rest of their lives. They will tell their children and their grandchildren that they went to WVU. Hopefully that they're proud alums. Yeah. And the last time that they played at Mountaineer Field, they got to sing Country Roads.
Yep.
That's what it, to me, what it boils down to. Their last memory playing their last home game at Mountaineer Field is, going arm in arm with a brother they've fought through, lifted weights with, lived with, and lifetime friends that they've made, and to sing Country Roads and hear the musket go off the last time before they walked off that field. That's what it means to me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's a good way to look at it. Some people have asked, how I feel about beating UCF. Doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't move. When I say that, I don't mean oh, damn, we won. It's always good to see us get a win. I'll never root for us to lose. But it doesn't move the needle for me as oh, okay, maybe Neal's turning the corner. He did exactly what he's done for 6 years now, which is beat bad teams, like you just said. And boys, UCF is a bad team. I mean, it was just like there was one pass I remember specifically where they had a guy run into the end zone, and it almost looked exactly like the play we ran against Texas in 2018 with Will Greer to
Jennings.
where he dropped it over the defender's shoulder right into the basket. It's almost like it was the same route, except, dude, their quarterback just whiffed it up in the air and it landed on the goal line. Like it was almost picked. I mean, it was bad. Almost feel bad for the kid, but he's a heck of a lot more famous than I am. But yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, great. We beat a 4 team. We beat a 4-win team that is a couple rungs up from the very bottom of the conference. So yeah, I'm glad we got the win, but like it doesn't change that I feel that Neal Brown's not the guy for us. It doesn't change that I feel that he needs to go. You know what I mean? So that was actually one of the questions somebody asked, and I guess I kind of answered it way before we got to that segment. So there's that. But I don't know, man. It's just kind of how I am. I'm kind of just somber and
yeah.
Hey, we're gonna go to Texas Tech this week. Not going to be a pretty day, in my opinion. Like it's going to be nasty. It's going to be a. Oh, here's something I wanted to talk about real quick before we move on to Texas Tech. Let's just talk about the fact that I've never seen so few people walking around Morgantown on game day. Okay, I mean, what you noticed that, right? Like I'm not the only person because coming into town, excuse me, coming into town,
you're in no hurry to get there anyway.
Yeah, I wasn't in any hurry to get there anyway, but it was. I had no traffic.
No,
I had no traffic. It was like I was back in Morgantown. It was like I was living in Morgantown, and I was driving across town on a Wednesday. They didn't even have the stoplights on Patterson and 705. They didn't even have the stoplights on, blinking yellow to keep that lane, to keep that area going. They were on normal cycles. I'm like, this is really weird. Drove right up to the stadium. And I park over in the Silver Lot. So I come up and go down the boulevard or down the way there beside the stadium. No lines, no people crossing the road. Went right down that dip, came up into the Silver Lot. No line to get into the Silver Lot. Walked over to the tailgate. Nobody over there. Walked in the stadium. No line at the stadium for me to get in. I literally walked up to the gate and I was like, I don't know, the third person in line maybe.
Buddy, nobody cared to go.
And then, and here's the part that got me the most though. And some people might find this funny, but like, that we come in on that side because I tailgate with you guys. So I walked down the concourse to the south end to where my 102, where my seat is. And like I walked a straight line down that concourse. Most weeks, dude. Most of the time, I'm like juking in, out, right, left, stopping, waiting for somebody to walk in front of me. Then straight line, man, down. I was baffled by the fact. I was baffled by that.
Yeah,
and it's like this is where we are, and
that is where we are at, And I mean, I'll say this again: we don't have the best fans in the world either. Very fair weather, and the weather was not good. And I get that
the weather wasn't good.
You're playing for a bowl. That's what they were playing for.
Yeah,
and I totally understand why people said I can watch this at the house. I don't want to watch it at all. I got other stuff to do. I totally understand that. And people's over this season. That's fact. They are over. They're over it. They've moved on to basketball or women's basketball, or they're next. They're hunting, for the, Thanksgiving stuff coming up, holiday stuff coming. People's over WVU football for the year. They don't even, it's the bowl game is now it's just an extra game. It doesn't mean anything.
Now, here's an interesting point to talk to, kind of goes hand in hand with what you just said. Okay. I was talking to somebody about this, and they're like, well, the weather was bad. And I said, don't give me that weather crap. And I'm going to tell you why. In 2016, And it was this, if I remember right, it was the Saturday before Thanksgiving in 2016. Oklahoma came to town. We were 9-1. They were like 9-1, 10-1, whatever it was. We had one
You
loss.
just you just said though 901 versus 901. Let's be real.
Hold on. The weather that day was freaking terrible because I went hunting that morning. It snowed the whole damn time. Snowed the whole way across town because obviously I still live in Morgantown. Whole way across. There was so much snow coming down at kickoff that I couldn't see the other side of the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was nasty weather. So I don't want anybody out there saying, well, the weather was bad. No, the weather was bad. But if our team was where our team should be, then people still would have showed up.
Dude, nobody's going to come except for the honestly diehards or the people who already paid for the tickets. There was tickets for $1.
$1.
$1. You know,
we were just making fun of Houston a couple years ago for selling tickets for $12.
Yes,
we had tickets for $1.
Yeah,
and let that sink in.
But that's where we're at. Hey, we had that gentleman that the Shine guy at tailgate.
Yeah,
yeah, he had 6 tickets.
Yeah,
for giveaway. You had how many?
9.
Yeah,
we got 10 tickets in our section. I was the only person that went.
Yeah,
I was the only one.
So,
and honestly, I'll be honest with you, Lanny, making that trip up from the southern part of the state like I do, the only reason I went was because I've sat with the same people for the last 12, 13 seasons now, and I wanted to say goodbye to them and, say, hey, I want to let you guys know if Neal's the coach next year, I'm probably not going to be here.
I had 4 different individuals tell me if Neal Brown is the coach at WVU next year, they will not be ordering tickets whenever the packet comes out. And I think it gets sent out in April?
That's like April, I think, when we get our first one. Yeah.
Yeah. And they were like, I'm just throwing it in the trash.
Well, I'll tell you this. I ran a poll on our Twitter page and I ran a poll on one of the message boards and said, hey, if Neal's the coach next year, you get tickets? Yes, no. 70%. It was like between 65 and 70% on both of those polls were like, no, not doing it. Now, yeah, who knows? That might change. So, but.
So where I want to move my seats to, I'm too low. I set too low. I'm getting older. I don't want to walk down. Yet I don't want to walk down.
It's looking for the future.
Yeah, I'm looking up. Hey, I want the last row of my section against the wall, right beside the people who got the heat going on up here.
Yeah.
So I should be able to get my seats moved very easily now. So nobody renew your tickets. That's fine. Lanny Mo will pick where I want to sit then.
I mean, I think Lanny Mo might.
I'm already looking down to 30. I just might move to the 50, like 105 or so, I think that is. And and I'll just pick where I want. So
Lanny Mo, now keep in mind though, this is of course if Neal Brown is not the coach next year, which from things I'm hearing, I don't think he's going to be the coach next year. But we don't. I guess I shouldn't say that because we don't like to get into that stuff here. We don't do like my sources say, my rumors are. But
no,
if I were a betting man, I would bet that he's not going to be the coach at the bowl game. But that's just an opinion. I could be completely wrong about that. We might sign him an extension this year when he, when he beats Texas Tech and when he beats Texas Tech and Kansas State and BYU lose and Colorado loses and we end up at Dallas and we win the Big 12 championship, Neal Brown's probably going to get an extension. But let me ask. Okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask you. What did you think about the reported attendance was 40,000 and change?
No way. There's no way.
That's what I said. There's no freaking way. There's no way.
If they had a reported 40,000 people, they could sound it. They counted the concession stand workers, the EMS crews that was there, the bus driver for UCF,
the people working the silver lot, like the parking lots. They're scanning passes.
They might have counted the employees at Ruby as on WVU property.
Yeah,
but there was no way. There's no way. The guys after the game driving the trash trucks, picking it up. The shitter pumper guys. They counted everybody. If there was 40,000 people there,
I'm telling you right now, from what I heard, was they go by tickets sold, not by actual attendance. So if that's the case, that might make more sense. I could see that you take the season ticket holders plus what was on the open market. Yeah, maybe they sold 40,000 of a stadium that holds 60. But I'm telling you guys right now, and those you people listening that were there, I think you agree, there was not 40,000 people in that
No.
freaking stadium yesterday. So it is what it is.
And you know what? Like I said before, I don't blame you. No one wants to go watch a 5-5 team play.
Yeah.
You know, you got better stuff to do. You got life going on, and it was irrelevant. The game, except for a victory,
making us bowl eligible,
making you bowl eligible,
right?
And if you're happy to just go to a bowl, good for you. Good for you. You know, like I'm not ever expecting 9 and 10 wins. I'm just not. I think that's not where we're at as a program. I think we're far from that. But
I think we should be around that.
I think we should press that. Right. I think we should be like, okay, we're on the verge of that every year, of that 10-win season, 11-win season. But I think 8 should be the benchmark for, you know what I'm saying, your average year should be 8. Yeah. That's where I'm at anyway.
Well, listen, when we hire Jimbo is going to get us to that benchmark, okay?
My dude's playing in the conference championship next week.
Oh, geez, here we go with that crap again. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, no! I don't want Rich Rod back. Sorry, don't want it. Sorry. And listen. There's a lot of people out there that ask me why not, and I'll tell you why. It has nothing to do with why he left or how he left. Okay, yeah, and we can argue all day on whether or not he threw the game. I know some people that played on that team. Was he a little checked out compared to normal? Yes. Did he go in there saying, I don't care, let's just go out here, whatever happens happens? No. You got, a lot of people have to remember, in Rich Rod's defense, the little bit of a defense you can give him, he wanted to make this program better, and our university president and our athletic director at the time had no interest in giving him the resources needed to compete and to progress. Excuse me, guys. To stay, up to date with facilities and stadiums and the stuff you need to be competitive in this market. And we saw that when we got into the Big 12, just how behind we were. Okay, so and
the sad thing is, he saw the future.
He did.
He really did. He really
did. And I'll never fault anybody for taking a situation that betters themselves. I've had employees that have given me a notice that it's nothing personal, man. I just got a better option. And I did what I could to match it. It happens. And I told them when they left, listen, I had one employee one time who felt really bad about it. I said, dude, don't feel bad. Don't apologize to me. I will never fault anybody for bettering themselves and taking a position, a road, a path in their life that is going to better themselves and their family. I'll never fault anybody for that.
And that's what Brown's going to do. Brown's going to better himself.
He's going UMass, man. UMass. He's going home to University of Massachusetts. The Minutemen, I think, is what they are.
He might be there Sunday. He might be there Sunday. But
he's going to change his flight plan. Instead of coming from Texas Tech, from Lubbock to Morgantown, he's going from Lubbock to Boston.
Do you think there's any way that he saves his job? Do you think he will be the coach after the bowl game? Do you think he'll coach the bowl game?
I don't think he's going to coach the bowl game, if I'm being honest. I don't think so. And guys, this is all speculation.
It is. This is me and you. This is me and you.
This talking. Is our thoughts. Here's my thing. And here's why I came to that conclusion. Regardless of the people I've talked to in the last couple of days, you have to think about the cost of how much it costs to fire him versus how much it's going to cost to keep the cost of keeping him. And what I say is, hey, you keep him. I just told you I ran polls on 2 different sites where approximately 70% of the people said, I'm not getting tickets next year if Neal's our coach. Okay. So let's say of those, I don't know the numbers, but let's just say for sake of numbers here and talking of math,
Don't do math. What happened last time you did
Listen,
math?
I had 6 and 6 on the brain last week, man, and it looks like I'm going to be right because we're not beating Texas Tech, and so at the end of the day, I mathed wrong a couple times last week because I had 6 and 6 on the brain.
So anyway, for the sake of math, you're
for the
saying,
sake of easy math, we're going to put this. We're going to use $1. Okay, no, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
The cost to get rid of him is X millions. Okay, that's fine. That's all fine and good. But what's the cost of keeping him? How many people are going to decide I'm not going to the games next year? Look at the game yesterday. Look how empty the game was this weekend. Look how they're saying 40,000 people. You and I both know it's bullcrap. Okay, there couldn't have been more. There could not have been more than 36, 37,000 there. Okay, that's what we probably average 50 to 55,000. There was probably 35,000, give or take, maybe a little more. So let's just say next year, 20,000 people decide I'm not buying tickets. That's $20,000 in ticket sales. Of those 20,000 people, I personally am willing to bet that at least 80% of those 20,000 go to the concession stand once or more a game. That's 16,000 people that's not buying $8 beers and $9 pepperoni rolls. The pepperoni rolls are awful, by the way.
Stop with the pepperoni roll.
I can't, man. They're God.
Bring your own then.
So yeah, I will. By God, I have.
I'll tell you what though. Barney's pepperoni rolls can be shot out of a cannon very well though. So
they shoot one to me. They throw one to me. I'm throwing it back to them.
Anyway, go ahead.
But that's 16,000 people that probably not going to the concession stand, not buying merchandise, not putting that money into the university. And you spread that across 6 games. Okay, it's probably not going to. It adds up. It's a chunk of change.
It's a chunk of change. Yeah,
exactly. So, and then you also have to look at what that does to the local economy in Morgantown. You don't have as many people coming to restaurants and hotels. Because hotels can kiss my ass anyway, as much as they charge for those rooms. But I think Wren has kind of gotten to a point where it's like, I can fire this guy. We can start over. And now, also not including donations. People that have pulled donations, the money that has been removed and will be removed from the program because they keep him, I think in the long run is going to outweigh how much it's going to cost to fire him. So, in my opinion, we're finishing 6 and 6. How are you going to sell that? Explain this to me, Lanny. You're Wren Baker. How do you sell next year's season? How do you do it? How do you convince people to stick with this and come back?
I don't know if you can spin it. I mean,
exactly.
It's very, very. It'd be the best sell ever. You know,
my God,
selling ice, selling ice to be selling ice to Eskimos.
That's
you
right.
know,
That's
so
right.
I mean, it'd be really, really amazing sell. But here's where I'm at. If WVU is going to do something, you better go now with it.
Because I think they will.
You have to. You have to. And is Wren going to fall on? Is his legacy or whatever benchmark going to be? Is Neal Brown going to be is he going to fall on Neal's sword for him? You know, I don't think he will. That's not his dude. That's, you know, you don't have an emotional connection with Neal Brown. And not just that, going forward with it, after Saturday, it is open market for coaches. It's open market. So it's, you know, it's you better be ready to talk, negotiate, because you are in direct conflict with however many other schools are going through the same stuff you are.
That's probably not true, man. Ain't nobody else out there going after Jimbo. Jimbo wants to coach here, and we want Jimbo. So they got there's no pressure.
I openly admit that I think Jimbo could do well here. I don't think he's the true savior, and to get this thing, you know, hammering down the road. I just don't think he is.
That's fair.
You know, and if I'm wrong, come at me. I mean, prove it wrong, but he's got to be the coach here first to prove me wrong.
Well, if you're wrong, I'm going to do another Lanny's public apology segment.
And but it's one of them things like, you know what, if he is the guy, I'll cheer for him. I'm going to cheer for whoever the next coach is.
Listen, I cheered for Neal Brown.
And I cheered for Neal.
Yeah.
I you know, and I got called an idiot over this guy, and I'm fine with that. and I'm fine with that. You know, you're not going to hurt my feelings. You computer warrior typing in your basement, whatever. But anyway, you're not hurting my feelings because I truly do believe that Neal Brown can coach. I just don't think he can coach here.
I don't think he can coach on the power four level.
Is my thing. And he just proved to me why I cannot take up for him anymore again yesterday. Whenever you get, what I'm saying?
Oh, can I guess?
UCF. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me guess. Was it when we got up by 2 touchdowns and he decided to start running the ball up the middle every damn time?
Shut it down. Completely shut it down. And I tell you what, though, when we needed to score, we scored. When we needed to score, it got down to 7. Let's score. Back up. They cut it down again. Bang. Back up. And then we could have scored with 4. Well, we had the ball with 5 minutes left in the game and milked it down to nothing.
Yeah,
we could have scored again.
Well, but that's exactly your point, though. Is and Neal has done it again, like he's done everything for the last 6 years. Is he gets up 2 touchdowns and holds that lead, and that doesn't mean anything in Power 4 football.
No,
2 touchdowns in Power 4 football is nothing.
No. Well, we're up 7, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, dude, you're a bad snap away from being in a tie ball game.
Exactly.
Right now. I'm like, what are you doing? And then after the game, he's doing his radio, like his interview after the game.
Right.
And he's like, I felt like we were never pressed in this game. I had no need to feel pressure in this game. He goes, I'm not saying it was an easy win. I'm not saying that, but there was no pressure there to put the throttle back down.
Well, I'm glad he feels that way because us as fans did not.
And the thing is, it was just I'm over that. I am over. The emotion, the fiery, I'm going to step on your throat. It's never been there with him.
Exactly.
And
you gotta have that. You gotta have that at this level.
It just took me a long, long time. I'm thinking he's just a nice guy. He's good. He's win. He ain't beat nobody. You don't have a killer instinct. You're good with being mediocre, I guess.
Yeah. And keep in mind,
and I'm not saying he's going out there trying to lose games or not happy. He's I'm saying he's the first one to admit that he's not happy and with the outcome of this season, and he has nobody to blame but himself and the coaching staff.
Yeah, so that's right. So you're right about that. Moving ahead, looking at Texas Tech, it's going to be a nasty one, I think. Tech isn't. They're not really world beaters, but we're not good in Lubbock. I mean, Neal's only beaten them once. I look for Neal to start Nico this weekend because Nico's the only quarterback he's beaten Tech with.
He ain't gonna start Nico.
Of all the quarterbacks he's had, he's only beat them one time with one quarterback, and it was Nico. But I mean, their quarterback, Baron Morton, man, he's pretty good. I mean, he's pretty good. I think he's third in the conference. With yards. He has something crazy like 1,300 more yards than Green does, 10 more touchdowns, 3.
Well, he can throw the ball.
He's pretty good. He's good, period, let alone against bad secondaries. Okay. And again, it's like Baylor. I said it against Baylor. What do we have? We have a bad secondary. And I'm thinking that he's going to come in, probably going to light it up. The problem, I think, is their defense is a little better than Baylor's. Their one kid on their team, Jacob Rodriguez. Yeah, Jacob Rodriguez, I think, is the conference leader in tackles, linebacker. He kind of sees the field really well, and he's really good at reading where people are going to be and where the ball's going. So I look for him to kind of blow a lot of crap up for us. So, I mean, I don't know, man. To me, neither defense is really fantastic. I think theirs is better than Baylor's, but their offense is also, I think, better than ours. I think that they're going to be able to score better than us, and I just don't think it's going to be an easy day.
I think they laid a wood to us. I think.
Oh man, I didn't even say that. Like, I think it's going to be nasty. I think we're going to lose
No,
pretty
no, no,
good, but
no, no,
like,
no. I think that the last time we was out there, I don't think we got off the plane.
that's true.
I think this time here is not going to be too much better. I think they blow us out, and I hate to even say that. I don't think we even score 24 points. I think they beat us like 45-17.
Woo!
I think we get taken to the shed. I really do.
Man, even I didn't say that. I thought 49-31, man. I thought we'd
Yeah.
score 31 on them.
Yeah, I think they will be able to score at will whenever they want, and this game's going to be out of control in the middle of the third quarter.
Oh God. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, you guys heard that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with that, though. I mean, overall, the overall aspect, we're going to finish 6-6. We're going to go to a bowl.
Yep.
That's just where it is. But man, let's move on to basketball for a second. We haven't talked a whole
Yeah,
lot
buddy.
of basketball yet, and the basketball team, the men's team. First off, let's go to the women's team here. Okay. Kellogg starting off hot with another again this year. Dude's just a great coach.
These girls get down.
Dude,
Man,
6-0. They're
down.
6-0. Did you see their score from this week? They beat Lafayette 98. Wait for this. 98-28. That's 70 freaking points.
Good math. Good math.
I got that one, baby. I got that one. Good math. WVU.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what you're supposed to do when you're a top 15 program.
Oh, dude, it was nasty, man.
But but honestly, like, I'll tell you what, I can't wait to see them play somebody good just to really see it. I mean, I'm not a women's basketball aficionado or whatever, but I tell you what, I do like watching the highlights, and I will get on and check some things out. If I got a Saturday coming up, or if they play on a Sunday or something, I will go pay the $15 to go watch them or whatever it is, just to get out of the house or something. But just because I think women's basketball is so, it's hard. It's hard because there's no excitement to it, But Kellogg runs the whatever it is, 40 minutes of hell, and these girls press. And they run and they shoot, and it's up and down, and they get down. And you know what? He's recruiting. I mean, he's got not just these girls, but he's got I think he's got like 2 4-stars coming in.
Yeah.
And he's hitting a recruiting trail, and he's selling the program, and he's doing what he's supposed to do as a coach. And
I mean, West Virginia might be a women's basketball school before long.
Maybe.
I mean, listen, them girls are just laying the wood to everybody that they're playing right now. So good on them. I hope they keep rolling. 6-0 right now. More power to them. And man, I wish I lived in Morgantown still, because I'd probably go with you, man. Saturday, Sunday, looking to get out of the house for a couple hours. Let's go watch the ladies. I would be down for that. Men's team, not a bad start, 3-1. Our only loss coming to Pitt, unfortunately, and it was a bad loss. I will say this: they're beating up on the cupcake teams. They're winning the games. They're winning the little games there against the little teams or the smaller teams like they're supposed to.
They got somebody coming up here. This week.
I think
they got Gonzaga,
and Gonzaga's number 3 this year. We've never beaten the Zags. I think we've played them 5 or 6 times. Never beaten them. It's going to be interesting to see, because they're handling the cupcake teams really well.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how they play. They're playing. For those of you that don't know, they're playing in the Bad Boy Mowers Battle Fort Atlantis down in the Bahamas. I think right down to where that is.
Somewhere warm.
Yeah, somewhere warm. I mean, I like the cold. We got our first snowfall here at my house in Charleston on the mountain. Man, it had 3 inches this week, and I was happy about it. But they won. Who'd they play this past Wednesday? They played Iona. Sorry, they played Iona and beat them 43-86. So that's nothing to kind of turn your nose up at. I don't know how much of them you've gotten to watch so far.
I've watched much that good of them.
Dude, the ball movement and the shooting is just there.
When they're on, they're on.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me a lot of Beeline days, honestly.
Yeah.
It's
not as you don't. It is kind of he's that he does have that like Beeline type of background, being from Drake and being from Creighton, coaching those schools, and the head coaches that he was under there.
Yeah.
And then him being the head coach at Drake, and that's his style of play, and it's going to take him a couple years to get his. I wish we had his son for this year and next, 2 years with his boy, because you know what I'm saying, because you have a coach on the floor pretty much, somebody that's been there running the system and knowing knowing where things need to be. But I haven't watched enough to call him streaky. But against Pitt hit everything they threw at the rim, and we didn't.
No.
So it's either, I think with this team we have, it's going to be, you got to create turnovers for one, and you got to shoot it well. You got to hit open shots. Good teams make open shots.
Yep.
And it's one of those things where it's going to be, do you play in the best league? I'm talking top to bottom. The Big 12 is a bruiser league that you're playing top notch.
Yeah.
When they hit Big 12 play here first of the year, and man, it's going to be it's nasty every night.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. It's year zero, right? Like, nobody has any real expectations on DeVries this year.
Not extreme. Not extreme.
I mean, like, okay, we're already off 3-1. I think a lot of people are happy. Nobody's happy we lost to Pitt. We're never happy when we lose to Pitt, right? Like, if we had a grass cutting team that, whoever mowed the grass the nicest wins, and we lost to Pitt, we'd be pissed about that because it's Pitt. But, overall, compared to what we've dealt with last year and some of the inconsistencies that we had with Huggy Bear his last couple years, there's a lot of reason to be optimistic right now by just looking at how we've started. And, that's what out of conference is for, to get these guys together, to gel a little bit. Yeah, it's guys, let's be honest. If we don't make the tournament this year, I don't think we need to get mad about it and start yelling to fire DeVries. Somebody out there is going to put a post somewhere that says DeVries is not the guy if we don't make the tournament this year. And I'm telling you right now, it's year zero. The guy's got to get in, get some guys in. He's got some good recruits coming in next year already that he's been hitting the recruiting trail on, and give it time to flip, give it time to form. If we could give freaking Neal Browns 6 years of football, ain't no reason we can't give DeVries 4 years of basketball. I mean, damn. So that's kind of where we are. I think that's a good place to stop. And
if he could make the NCAA tournament year one, that would be amazing.
If he could make it in year one,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
He's got to win 17 to get there.
Right.
Already
won 3,
and it's gonna be close to that. And you know what, they're gonna play in a. I think if they, I think this is a solid, NIT team. They don't have no size is the thing. Any skilled true size.
The big thing right now is rebounding.
It's rebounding. Yeah. But right now you need your shot. You know what I'm saying? You need your shot makers to pull you through the season. You know, and the young guys, Powell, and you got the senior leadership with Smalls running the point, the transfer from Oklahoma State. It's a good mix. They got a good mix. And you know what? Win or lose, we're still bruised, but it's just it's just one of them. I like this team. I can get into watching them, play. It's entertaining. And but I'm not expecting too much. It's no biggie.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So with all that being said, thank you guys for all you guys that do tune in. We're gaining a couple followers every week on all our platforms, and we appreciate all you guys for that. Y'all know where to find us by Twitter, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, all of it.
If there's something you want us to talk about, comment on,
hit us on YouTube, hit us on Twitter,
hit us up on Twitter, and ideas of what we can sit there and what me and him can talk about, and because none of this is scripted at all. Zero. We
Yeah.
just throw our thoughts out there, and if we're wrong, we're wrong. If we're right, we're right.
Yeah.
And
And I know
still
y'all
gonna,
see I know they see the papers in my hand sometimes. That's not a script. That's just notes on stats. Like, you know, that's this is what the score was. This is how Green did. This is Texas Tech and what they're doing. Like, it's not scripted. It's like stats
yeah,
that are relevant to sport. I mean, we're amateurs here. I mean,
no,
we're not. Yeah,
no,
I don't have no teleprompter out here with all this crap on it. But
yeah, but we
most
just
of all,
we just do this for fun, and we hope we do keep you entertained and everything, and
yeah,
you can laugh at us, or call, I'm saying, call this guy over there an
yeah,
idiot,
you're fine.
or here an idiot. I'm good. It doesn't matter, because I am most of the time. But
Nah.
but anyway, go ahead, Core.
No, just everybody have a good week, and everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. Tomorrow is the first day of rifle season. By the way, I'm a hunter. I'm going to be out there. I have put the company in the hands of my managers and said, don't burn it all down. I'm going to go hunting for the next couple days. So to all you hunters out there, you guys be safe. Anybody that hunts, we all know the dangers come with that. Y'all make sure you're wearing your orange. Be safe out there. And everybody have a good Thanksgiving and a good week.
Have a very blessed Thanksgiving, and we hope we kept you entertained from ear to ear. Let's go.